Okay, so I wasn't going to make this video because pretty much yesterday, as of the announcement with Boris and the gyms being saying that they're still closed and things like that, did kind of get me quite down a lot, and I put a post on Facebook, and to be fair, it got a lot of attraction to it. It got a lot of people commenting on it, and there was a lot of sort of like back and forth, almost like comments of controversy over the topic. So I've literally decided to put the camera on today and probably literally talk about it and my expression of my feelings about it and things like that. So if you haven't already been seen by the government, the Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced yesterday on the 23rd of the 6th, he decided to say that businesses like cinemas, pubs and restaurants, hotels and things like that could open, but gyms and indoor fitness centres and leisure centres was not allowed to open. Now, before this whole lockdown happened, Boris Johnson had claimed to say that we was part as the same category as the hospitality and the catering industry because the similarities are quite similar. But in retrospect, when it comes to this, our numbers for the COVID-19 has been lower than ever. We're barely making any cases. There's barely any deaths per day now, and they decided to open up pubs and restaurants under the guidance of restricted rules. Obviously, there's now a 1 meter and a bit rule, which I don't understand quite drastically, because if the risk of infection was quite still there, then why decrease the social distancing measures? I don't quite understand that. As a PT that works for Pure Gym, we have been working with UK Active and the government quite closely, directly getting guidance from the government on how we can open up our leisure clubs as early as possible. And they was promised to give us that early as of July that we was going to be open in their stages of phases. In that correspondence, obviously Boris Johnson had said no, and we're now sat where we are now today. The gym's still not being allowed to open. Now, Pure Gym are pretty pissed off with it because we've put in place a lot of procedures. We even put procedures in before lockdown had happened with social distancing measures, moving of equipment from 2 meter headspace to 2 meter headspace, so there was no risk of infection transmissions. There was a load of cleaning duties every single day. There was loads of different things going on before it all happened. As soon as the lockdown happened, there was working with the government, the UK Active as well, on how we can proceed to be able to get our gym ready back and opening. So we've been working behind the scenes for the last couple of months on rebuilding the gym, putting in all the markers, all of the zones, all the new hand sanitizers, loads of different aspects that was going into the gym, like movement of equipment, marking out zones with 2 meter rulings, with a ½ meter space in between those 2 meter boxes, so there was space of no infection transmissions that could occur. Even blocking about a number of pins that could be allowed into the gym, heat head thermometers where you could check people's heat of their temperatures. There was so much going on, and for Boris Johnson then to turn around and say no, we cannot open, and there was no further instruction of when there's most likely to happen or the reasoning, Pure Gym were pretty pissed off. So in yesterday's post, Pure Gym have gone and posted up, which you'll see on screen, that they have the CEO of Pure Gym have gone back to the UK government and they're advising Boris Johnson to be able to re-advise his examination on the context of the evidence given based on what has been provided to be able to say the gyms cannot open, because Pure Gym are, in respect, probably the most safest gym that have been prepared and put a lot of money, a lot of time to be able to get all of us PTs and FC coaches and managers all behind the scenes working on getting the gym reopened so we can impact people's physical fitness, health and mental health well-being. Now, the controversy is because people that don't go to the gym are now controversial and saying that pubs should be open, but let's be honest, if you go to the pub and you've had a few beers, you're happy that the pub's open, you get pissed up, are you going to be social distancing? No. The risk of transmission is more likely to be in a pub, because someone could touch their face on shift, they could be sweating from the amount of people working, the summer heat, things like that, and let's say they're a carrier and they don't know. Now, they start passing you a pint, or they work in the kitchen, they start wiping their head, they're sweating, and a bit of sweat drops in their food, you then consume that food, where you go. Transmission of disease. Now, this is not me having a go at people that believe pubs should be open. What my own opinion is I don't believe Boris Johnson has really thought about gyms in a well-being state of mind, where the gym can actually impact someone's physical health, to improve their immune system, to improve their mentality, and be able to fight through a disease which is more stronger in correspondence to having the right procedures in place. I don't believe opening hotels. Cinemas is a fucking stupid one. Pubs, I don't believe should be as of yet, because why is that a necessity to be able to drink? Now, the only reason they're opening pubs is because of the economy. They know a lot of people are drinkers in the UK, and they know that they can make their money solely through hotels, pubs and restaurants, because that's where the money is at. And what gyms can't provide is a sourceable income for the government to be able to source off at a high rate. So that's the only reason my belief is why they've opened up pubs and restaurants before the gyms. If it's the correct way, I don't think so. I think the government are just thinking more about the economy, and they want to rebound back in order to be able to regain their money that they've had to give out to a load of people for COVID-19, and obviously being out of business, especially for me like that's obviously lost a lot of income that was your main source, and then being self-employed and losing it all is obviously the hard gainer. So in retrospect, yes, I mean, I'm probably not the only one. There's loads of people on Facebook that I've seen in the Pure Gym sites. There's loads of people out there that are gym goers that are impacted to say that the gym is their escape route of mentality, and that's where they go to escape and feel happy again and get in their workouts and things like that. Now, you're going to get the same preference with pub people who go to the pub, they like to meet their mates and things like that. So I'm not having to go at people that are, you know, that like the drink and they don't like the gym, and obviously they're happy that their pubs are opening and things like that. It's just my belief is my belief and my preference as a person, and I just don't believe that the choice given was right by Boris Johnson and the government, the parliament. So, in today's video, as of the 24th, today, Pure Gym have gone back to the Boris to revise his examination on the context of the decision, and the government have come back out now today and said that they are aiming to open up the gyms as of mid-July, which is the most likely scenario to happen now. Now, whether this is a test to see how pubs can run as a public place that is open to people, and they might see how that runs for a week or two and see what the cases are like, and then they begin to open up gyms, then that is fair enough. But the government have given such false information throughout this entire COVID-19. There's no insights of the numbers that are actually affected, because it's only generically the older generation that are obviously weaker immune systems that can't fight off flus and diseases, and unfortunately that's where they're getting their numbers from. In correspondence with people that are actually younger, who are in need of health, in need of physical demand, and you know, there's people out there that, you know, that are being advised by by, you know, physios and doctors to go to the gym because they need rehabilitation of ligaments and joints and things like that, because they cause pain to their bodies. And you know, if you're sat at home and you can't strengthen your body and you can't physically get that demand of helping yourself, that becomes very mentally draining, and that's where this whole mental health incident comes into place. Now, for someone like me that has got mental health issues and has been going through it for the last few months, I would say I'm on the lucky end, because okay, yes, like I have a bench, I have some dumbbells, I can still work out a little bit, but for people that don't have that and they can't afford that and they relied on the gym so much is where the big issue is. So this is my little talk video today. It's a raw, unedited clip. It's not going to be me editing it up, because I want you guys to get proper perception of my emotion, my feelings of this, my opinion. If you do like this video, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below what your thoughts are, what your opinions are, because I'm open to anything to hear. And I'll see you all very soon.